Dan Illman, Mike Beer taking a look at the feature race at Gulfstream Park on Saturday. Let's throw up the field for the Grade 3 $150,000 Royal Delta Stakes. We are going a mile and a 16th on the main track. Golden Award is your 9-5 morning line favorite for trainer Bill Mott. 96 buyer last time out in the Grade 3 Turn Back the Alarm handicap. A horse with a lot of gaps in her resume. Yeah. She needs time between her races, but when she shows up, she's pretty good.
Yeah, she really is. I mean, she's made very few mistakes in her career. The race 2 back, I don't know what happened there. You got to sort of try and get past that one, but otherwise, this filly's been rock solid.
Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector and the 6 Cookie Dough. She is going to be on the lead, and she's probably going to make it very easily. The question for Cookie Dough is the distance. She has tried 2 turns on several occasions. Once against Florida breds, she demolished the field against 2-year-olds. But in races like the Gulfstream Oaks and the Black Eyed Susan, she ran well in both of those races. I just think the distance got to her. With this situation, with the short stretch going a mile and a 16th at Gulfstream, she's got a big shot.
I mean, she really does. She's a very dangerous horse. You know she's going to be on the lead in this race. You're right that she struggles. The longer she goes, the more she struggles. She struggles even going shorter distances. She struggles to finish off her races. She's just not a strong finisher, but she gets a trainer change for this, and she will be on the lead.
She's now trained by Safi Joseph, who seems to be winning everything at Gulfstream. Joseph also trains the 1 Queen Nakia, who's seeking the hat trick. First off, the Safi Joseph claim. They stepped her up from a 25,000 non-winners of 1 to a 62.5 non-winners of 2. She's in the yellow silks on the outside. And finally, she's looking at everybody. She's having some fun, it appears, and she's going to eventually get this done with an 86 buyer. I didn't think much of the field she beat. I didn't love the way she did it. But again, throw anything this barn is running right now out at your own risk.
Yeah, it wasn't a visual masterpiece there, but it was a step forward for her. The horse that she ran down, who took a lot of money in that race, was on the lead the entire way, and Queen Nakia came from last and really had no trouble putting her away late. It just didn't look that good. It wasn't that fast a race, and she's in position now where as they step her up, she's got to improve again.
Coach Rocks really thrived at Gulfstream Park during the winter of 2018. A maiden winner, then winning the Grade 2 Gulfstream Park Oaks, a race which propelled her to the Kentucky Oaks. Now, she was purchased at public auction for $450,000, transferred over to Todd Pletcher. Her last 2 races are on the turf. She's actually okay on the turf. The throw-out 3 back in the personal ensign against Midnight Bisou. She ran Midnight Bisou to a length in the Molly Pitcher 4 back. That was a good effort. I kind of think that's her ceiling, but maybe it's good enough.
It might be. Listen, I think she's a dangerous horse in this race. Not only does she have some races, she won't always show up and run her best race, but she has some races that would give her a real shot in here. And I think there's a real chance that Saez gets aggressive with this horse because she has plenty of speed, she has an inside draw, and Saez likes nothing more than to be on the lead in his races. He might be sending this horse.
That horse certainly has speed. Maybe not the speed of the 6, but at least some speed to keep that horse honest. Tweeting has tactical speed, perhaps to sit 3rd in the early portion. Not sure if she classes up to this field, and she just caught a razor-sharp horse last time out in Jehoshaphat at Tampa Bay. That horse coming back to pull off a stunning upset on the turf in the Endeavor with a 91 buyer speed figure. Tweeting to me is the kind of horse that's just a really nice optional claimer. This is a tough spot in a graded stakes.
Yeah, I didn't see it with her. She's certainly a nice horse, and she's run some fine races, and she does have good tactical speed, but she's in very tough here. And this is not a strong running of the Royal Delta, but she's still in tough.
Restless Rider was a top 2-year-old filly. She won the Grade 1 Alcibiades. She was 2nd in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. And in her first start as a 3-year-old filly, it looked like she picked up right where she left off. It was the Ashland at Keeneland. Remember, this day at Keeneland, you wanted to be inside. Restless Rider is outside. Made the wide bid. She just can't get past this horse on the lead. Out for a spin. Maybe she hung a little bit. Something tells me the track was against her. She was awful for some reason in the Kentucky Oaks. McPeak gave her basically the rest of the year off. They were going to bring her back at Keeneland in the fall. She came down with a quarter crack. So here she is off of a very long layoff. And you have a formulator fact that's not good.
It's a very long layoff for her. She's a really nice horse, and I'm very interested to see how she comes back and whether she can start taking steps forward now as an older horse. McPeak, over the last 5 years, 180-plus day layoffs. He's 2 for his last 71. The ROI is very low. Both the wins in that sample in major claiming races. So it's not like he has these horses all cranked up to come back to run, but he's bringing this horse back in a graded stakes race. She was a debut winner. We showed the Ashland the last time she came off a layoff. She ran really well in that race. So maybe she's a horse who can get herself into shape off of worse. And if she comes back running and takes even a small step forward, she's a contender.
And again, it's the right spot. 100%. It's the right spot in a graded stakes for her, and we know she's got a lot of talent. That's a scary formulator fact for a horse that's going to be a short price, however. Golden Award, we talked about her on the top. The personal ensign, something happened. She just didn't fire that day. She was pulled up. You take that race away. It's a win. It's a win. It's a getting beat a dirty nose in the DuPont Distaff where she ran really, really well. Do you think she's a little bit better at a mile and an eighth? It really seems she hit her peak at a mile and an eighth, but I've seen wins at a mile. I've seen wins at 6.5. I think she's versatile, and I love the way Mott's been training her over the deep Payson surface. She's working faster for that surface.
I mean, I look at her the same way it sounds like you do. I know that the 9 furlongs really seems to be in her wheelhouse, but she has been perfectly good going shorter in her races. She has plenty of tactical speed. I know the pace projector has her at the back of the pack, but she's not going to be outrunning this race as far as I can tell. I just think she's the horse to beat here.
Cookie Dough, first time Safi Joseph. Again, a horse that has credentials at Gulfstream. Multiple graded stakes placed here, including most recently her first start off of about a 4-month layoff in the Grade 3 Rampart going a 1-turn mile. We'll watch that race right now. And Cookie Dough emerged from the early pace scrum with the lead as the favorite. She is clear at the 3/16. Pink Sands is in hot form, and Pink Sands is going to run her down late. She'll come back, Pink Sands, to basically run a carbon copy of this race when she won the inside information with a 92 Buyers speed figure. But boy, how does she lose?
I mean, we've seen this from Cookie Dough before. She has plenty of speed. She's on the lead in the stretch in a lot of her races, and she just does not finish strong, and that happens whether it's 7 furlongs, whether it's 6.5, whether it's a mile. She just isn't a strong finisher. Maybe that will change with the new trainer. Maybe she'll find a little bit more in the stretch this time. I do expect her to be on the early lead. I just don't really trust her to finish it off.
Let's take a look at our top selection for the Royal Delta. We're both fans of Golden Award. This just seems like a nice spot for Bill Mott to begin her campaign. If there is a little bit of pressure for Cookie Dough, and I think Mike makes a good point with Coach Rocks, she should be aggressive breaking from post position too. It could set things up nicely for Golden Award, who won't be coming from 100 lengths out of it anyway. We have the same exact 5-6. Mike's going 5-6-4-2. I'm going 5-6-1-2.
I was either going to take the 5 or the 4 in this race. I was never going to take Cookie Dough on top because I'm just not a fan of hers and I don't trust her to go this far. I'll settle for I guess she'll be the favorite Golden Award. I'm very interested to see how Restless Rider does.
That's really the key. I'm very curious, as are most, to see if Restless Rider can get some of that good 2- and 3-year-old form off a long layoff in the Royal Delta. But Golden Award, we believe, is the horse they're going to have to beat. Approximate post time for the feature at Gulfstream on Saturday, 5:04 Eastern. Good luck.